Explain to me in layman's terms, what is regenerative agriculture?
Regenerative agriculture, in a really simple way, and I like to convey this to people, is how do we emulate nature's design, its architecture, its patterns? If we emulate nature, it'll start to work more efficiently, more effectively. All of us have a common thing in our soils. They're driven by soil life, by fungi, all these soil bacteria, all these incredible organisms. There's a plethora, a myriad of organisms.
And you can't see them.
You can't see them, they're under a microscope. But they're also driven by the plant community in the top. If you imagine the prairies, thousands of species of different colors and pollinators and insects. Same thing with our forests. They're always covered with diversity and they always have animals. It's that kind of beauty that we want to bring into the farm, not monoculture, bare ground. We want to bring that type of design back into the farm. That's what it really is.
But that's, I'm sure, scary for a lot of farmers, because the idea that you would be bringing insects and other maybe competing, plants and things like that. So how do you square farming, which is where you specifically want to grow one type of plant or a handful of types of plants, with biodiversity? Like, how do they complement each other?
We were taught that we have to control nature. We have to force it with our tillage, our chemicals, our fertilizers, genetically change it. Now, we didn't realize that the organisms in the soil, the insects, they regulate themselves. I tell farmers, for every one pest, there's 1,700 beneficials. If we work with the natural system, it will regulate itself. It will provide the nutrients. It will help infiltrate the water into the soil. Only if we mimic the natural system.
It's not just about saving money on inputs. It really makes it so that the crops that you are planting in that healthy soil are more resilient.
Exactly. I think nature's very resilient against drought. Well, what builds that resilience? Redundancy of biodiversity. So as your farm becomes more redundant with all the right organisms and more organic matter, it can tolerate the drought. So that's the beauty. It's all connected because all these things connect right at the soil surface.